Hey guys, welcome to Sketch a Day. I'm Spencer and I'm so excited that you're here. You made it. Thank you so much. I'm consistently blown away by the fact that you guys are interested, but you know what? I'm going to roll with it because today I'm going to show you one of my favorite techniques that I like to use when I sketch sci-fi creatures, monsters, robots, and spaceships. But before we begin, if you haven't yet, if you're new, if you're just like, who is this dude? Hit subscribe, turn on alerts, or if you just like the stuff, hit subscribe and turn on alerts. That way you don't miss when I actually post my videos. The other thing you want to do, head over to Instagram, instagram.com/sketchaday.com or just at sketchaday.com and follow me there because I just post stuff to my story and other sketches as well. And you'll want to sign up for my newsletter, sketchaday.com/newsletter. Why would you do that? You actually get a free downloadable. I put together a guide with some killer advice that I've picked up over the years. I've been doing this for over a decade now. And I put some of that together to share with you, along with a step-by-step tutorial on how I render this chair, okay? And some additional information on materials. So be sure to check that out. So today, we're gonna be using Copic markers. We're gonna be using some brush pens, and I will put those materials down below. You can always check there for the links. If you want to buy some materials, use those links. It actually helps support me and what I'm doing here as I do this full time. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so the method I'm going to be using today is just silhouetting shapes, okay? So oftentimes when I go into an illustration or design, I kind of have a fuzzy idea of what I want to do and where it's going to go, but I may not be able to see and represent those details all up front. So this is a way for me to extract the complex details from the design and just really focus on the expression and my intent of what I'm trying to do. So to do that, I'm using a neutral N3 Copic marker today. And let's start with something like just a scribble and see what we come up with. Let's just have some fun today. So you can kind of just start scribbling, and you know, you may, as you're scribbling, you may think, oh, okay, what is he doing? This is so weird. Okay, but as I started scribbling, I kind of thought, whoa, wouldn't this be like a cool monster of some sort? Okay, so with these scribbles, I'm just trying to create some silhouette. You can kind of see there's maybe some legs here and something. But now that I have my silhouette, I can start to just quickly work, and this can act as a guide for me as I draw. And I'm using this Pentel pen. I've recently gotten into brush pens. I'll put links again below, but they tend to be just a little bit more expressive, and I just really like to use them. So now at this point, I can start to kind of pull out these shapes from the marker strokes, okay? And it really just helps act as a quick guide for what I'm doing so I can move quickly. And there's some built-in tone as well, some shadow. You know, as I'm going, I'm thinking, okay, what are these things? You know, what can these marker strokes become? So maybe this thing's about to take a step forward, and I'm going to sketch in a back leg here. And this should be really quick. Just keeping it nice and loose. Okay. And I get to decide, ultimately, what these forms, these shapes are. This is a bit outside of the more rigid construction that I tend to do, but it's a good way to loosen up if you're just used to kind of sketching a certain way. Okay. So if you're interested in trying something different, this is just a good way to just get a little bit looser with your sketching, and hopefully as you sketch, okay, maybe this thing has like some crazy weird antenna of some sort, and I can just keep that nice and loose, just like so. But it's a good way to just break the habits and just shake things up if you're used to doing things a certain way, okay? So let me just add a little contrast here because I really want the legs in the front to pop. So just by shading the body a little darker in this back leg, hopefully you can kind of see this this front leg, I can start to pull out some of that detail right through there, just like so. And maybe let's add just a quick shadow underneath this guy. Just gonna also, you'll notice I'm leaving some spots white. Okay, I'm even changing the direction I shade. All those things are gonna contrast with each other or show up as a difference. And so that's gonna help these elements just kind of pop on the page, even just by using one pen, okay? And one of the reasons I like this pen is I can tip it on the side and I get a nice wider line, or I can angle the pen a little bit higher and get something a bit more precise in terms of the line that I execute. Okay, probably need some eyes, so I'm gonna add some eyes here. And maybe this is its mouth for some reason. It's just kind of weird. I'm not an etymologist, so I'm just just making stuff up here as we go. Okay, but some kind of bug, alien creature thing. Okay, so that's how I use the silhouette marker method to sketch a bug. Let's try something else like a robot. All right, so same thing, taking my neutral gray marker here, and we'll just start sketching some shapes. I mean, in this case, I know I want to do something like a bipedal robot, and this guy looks like he's going to be a fat robot. I also like sketching fat robots. But again, if you're looking to just mix things up, this is a good way to do it, right? So I've got all these shapes. And now, from these shapes, let's use a different brush pen. So I've got these Kuretake brush pens that I absolutely love. I've got a fine, medium, and then I've got a big one as well. And so now I can come in and start to, just like I did with the bug, pull shapes out. Okay. Just like so. Shapes in the back. And you can kind of see things are starting to kind of pull up, or be pulled to the foreground rather. I sketch this thing on the back, and as I'm doing this, I like to imagine, okay, what could this shape be, or what could that shape be? Maybe this guy, maybe just has an arm cannon, for example, and no arm. So I can kind of rough that in with my pen. If you notice again how I'm holding my pen almost halfway up the barrel, okay, you want it to be light. The pen is an extension of your arm, and don't bear down on it so much that you're like transferring your stress that's in your head into your pen. You want to just be chill and zen and relaxed and have fun, and have a good time, because you can always start over. All right. And then maybe this is his actual fist here. Let's see. I always check my own hands if I'm drawing something. I'm like, which side does the thumb go on again? And sometimes I'll like pause and look at my hands. So now I can start to scribble in maybe a bit more detail. Maybe there's some articulation points here. What does this robot's head look like? I guess it's kind of turning a little bit into Hulkbuster style robot here, but you know what? We'll just roll with it. I was working on a toy design project. Can't say for who, but I've been doing a lot of Iron Man stuff. So, yeah. Let's just say my mind's kind of there right now, but you can always change that too. All right. So once I've gone over it with kind of this initial marker, or brush pen rather, then I can come in and start to introduce a bit more contrast and definition. Okay, so shadowing where I need shadow. outline like so. Shade the torso in. Again, holding my pen almost halfway up the barrel, keeping it light. Plus, if I hold my pen too close to the tip, I can't really see what I'm doing, you know? So that's also part of the advantage of holding your pen this way, is you can actually see what you're drawing as you draw it. All right, a couple more details, line weight adjustments here, and I'll show you another brush pen that I like to use sometimes. So again, this one's a Pentel. I think it's a sign pen or something like that. You know, we can even tweak this as we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit like Bumblebee, but just having fun. Always remember, just relax, have fun, try to come up with a game plan, if you will, as you sketch, but don't overthink it and just have a good time. Because if you're having a good time, we'll be able to see it in your drawing. Okay, so there's another example of using the blob method, just really quick, fast sketching, just getting it out. Okay, one last one. Let's do a spaceship. I'm gonna start with just a blob like this, maybe some other blobs, like so. You can kind of see already where maybe this is going, but I'm just free associating, keeping it loose. Okay, keeping it very loose. But by keeping it loose, you're just like, you're not giving yourself time to like stress too much. And you can almost come up with some cool details as you go. All right, so we'll use this bigger Kuretake brush here. And we'll keep this one just maybe a little loose at the beginning. But again, you can kind of see how I'm even using the same method with the brush pen itself to just sketch in some shapes. You know, maybe that's a cannon there. We've got some sort of intake here. Maybe this is an engine with some sort of wing attachment. I'm guessing this is probably something of an alien spaceship here. Some booster on the back. And I'm not sure what this is, but it was pretty cool when I was sketching it. So we're just gonna roll with it and make it part of our spaceship design. Okay, maybe this is some prototype weapon that this enemy is developed. Okay, this is what I sketched in here is the opposite of that fin. Okay, so now that I have that in place, I can jump to my other Kuretake pen here and maybe just start to add some details, some part breaks, things like that, rivets if necessary. Although it is an alien ship, so maybe they don't really have or use rivets. Who knows? I haven't met them personally, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say what they're like. Maybe they're like, we come in peace, but we're gonna leave you in pieces. Hopefully you got my joke. So with that, you can kind of see just how quickly this method can work, and you could apply this to a variety of product design things. I believe I did a video in the past on the blob method and how I use that to kind of sketch a car out. But in this case, you know, here's this maybe alien craft design. And with a little bit more work, maybe another 5 minutes, which I will spare you from seeing. But with another 5 minutes or so, you can imagine how this might continue to develop. And there's just my quick gestural drawing of a spaceship. In fact, one of the cool things you can do is you can take that same marker, and if you want to, show off some of the forms, just come back in, add some shadow core, shadows, just with one marker. Okay, one marker and some brush pens. And there we have a quick, super quick drawing based on using this blob method, or silhouetting method, if you will, kind of just scribbling to map out some quick forms, make sense of it, come up with a concept. And you can do this over and over if you want to generate lots of ideas with maybe similar strokes or similar style, just to pump out lots of ideas. Well, thanks for hanging with me. I'm having fun. I hope you are. If you love this video, if you like it, even if you hate it, just hit subscribe, turn on those alerts so you can continue to hate or continue to love. But if you've got something good out of this channel or these videos, be sure to give back. Find a friend who's struggling, someone who maybe is trying to understand a certain concept, show them a video, or better yet, sit down with them and show them how to do it. I'm a big believer in giving back, so be sure to do that. Hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. Leave a comment below as well. And if you're looking for ways to support, all I ask is that you continue to subscribe, tell a friend, and so forth. Thanks again. We'll see you next time right here on Sketch-A-Day.